Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Playwright Jeremy O'Harris is making his Broadway debut with Slave Play. Following a critically acclaimed, sold-out run off-Broadway, it is once again directed by Robert O'Hara, and we caught up with the company just minutes after their opening night curtain rang down.
Living in the body I've lived in for as long as I've lived in it, with the recognition that like my body was matured in and around plantations in Martinsville, Virginia. And to come to a place like New York or LA or Chicago and to have people who saw my body not in that history made me think about that, how I could rearrange their brains to see their bodies in that same history as mine.
What has it been like for you meeting the audience? There was an audience of every age and diversity coming to see your show. There was someone there the other day who was like 12 years old loving this piece. So what does that mean to you?
It means a lot because I was a kid who didn't see any access for myself in Broadway. I didn't think that there was a space for me there. And the fact that I know that I've been multiple people's first Broadway shows and so many people are coming up to me afterwards being like, oh, I didn't know that that was possible, means that like maybe our industry will keep blossoming and becoming a place of infinite possibilities and not minute possibilities.
I play Kanisha, and my way in was that she's a character who's easily triggered by everything, so living in that heightened state where anything could tip you off over the edge was kind of exciting to play.
I don't know if there's an unlocking. I just think Jeremy's rhetoric is good, and his arguments are good in the play, and when words are that good, I feel like the play does me, not the other way around. And so I get to walk into the room and just be available to the play.
Working together, you two are so beautiful to watch. What is that? I mean, that chemistry is so great. What's it like sharing the stage together?
Oh my God. First of all, he's the sweetest, kindest person ever. So it's honestly the best. It's the best experience. He has such a great heart and is so fearless in his exploration. So I'm so happy to have him as my partner.
She's being very kind. I'm lucky because Chiquina is a hugger and I need hugs after this show. And I want to give hugs. But, you know, she came into the room with so much in her suitcase to begin with, and, you know, I'm just lucky to be on stage with you. So
this show is such a mountain to climb, and I feel like we just really accomplished something. Yeah.
I feel insane. I was with this play since the very beginning of it, and to do it with all of my friends, I still have to pinch myself that we're actually doing this on Broadway.
So when you first read the play, like what went through your mind saying, I have to do this play?
Well, I had just never read anything like it, you know, and I knew that I was feeling a lot of things. I knew I wanted to speak to someone about it. The play was actually sent to me by a good friend of mine, Dustin Wills, and after reading it, I was blown away, you know, so I was terrified of it, but I knew I had to be a part of it, you know?
Yeah, I've never heard a story like this. Nobody has done it with such bravery and no filter. And I believe that it tapped into something that we don't talk about as a country enough, especially in theater, especially on Broadway. So when I first read that, I was like, well, I have to be involved in any way that I can.
There's nothing like being with a lot of people you love, doing work that you believe in as like your introduction.
This is all surreal. I keep thinking I'm dreaming, but I'm very happy to be sharing this with my friends.
So when you two first got the script, like what went through your minds of saying, I have to do this?
Well, Shalia and I have been with the play since its first reading at Yale School of Drama when there was no third act, and that's actually where we met. Yeah. So ever since we read the unfinished script, at least for me, I knew I couldn't put it down, and I knew that I needed to be attached to the project because we hadn't seen anything like this, and it was important work that needed to be done.
Yeah, similarly, when I first read the script, I had heard phrases and lingo that people have been trying to use, especially like in academia as well, of how to talk about race, gender, how to connect a little further than since we've obviously haven't gotten as far as we'd like to be. And it was the first time seeing a play dissect that language and to see, are we getting closer, are we getting further, are there new questions that we have? And that was what really took me.
It's surreal. I've cried multiple times today, just living in the moment of not only Broadway debut, but Broadway debut in this play that we've been on a journey with for over a year. It's hard to put into words. It's very, very exciting, I think.
Yeah, I think she said it. She summed it up. To be on Broadway, it's my debut as well, but to be in this show is just extraordinary.
To be making it together, and you play together in this show, like what kind of conversations did you have? Like, oh my God, tonight we're making our Broadway debut in this groundbreaking piece.
I mean, if I say anything like that, he's not gonna, he'll make a joke. That's why he's a very good scene partner. Because I can get a little hysterical, and then he'll just make a joke, and I'll calm down.
Yeah, you kind of, backstage, it's funny, before the show, backstage was like the most laid back environment ever.
Yeah.
People are listening to music, drinking tea, hanging out, and it's not until moments like this where you kind of go, oh, this is kind of a thing.